We are going to do DMR Ja. Make sure that you have put your first name and your last name on here. And then we're moving down. The key concepts that we're working on the next 2 weeks is about inequalities, which are these symbols. When an inequality is multiplied or divided by a negative number, the side must be flipped. So, for example, this one is very similar to what we did last week, where it said 3z equals 21. And in order to move the 3 over, you have to divide, use that inverse property. So then you're left with z equals 21. Z equals 7. The difference is we're using an inequality symbol, okay? So since we're using an inequality symbol, we keep the symbol, the pointing, the same way that it is. So this is a greater than. And unless we're multiplying or dividing to move it to the other side of that inequality sign, it just stays like it is. Oh, of course I made that up. This is not this. So we are going to divide by 3. Since that's a positive number, I bring down the z, I bring down the greater than, and I solve with 7. So your answer is z is greater than 7. And you will type that in here. Patiently. This is when you all have time to catch up. You will type in Z, and your greater than and less than is on your keyboard with the period and the comma. So greater than 7. When we solve this, I think I typed it in so that you could put Z space greater than space 7. But I think both ways will work. All right, moving on to the next one. It says key concept number 2, when an inequality is greater than or less than and not equal to. That's an open dot on the graph. So let me show, as soon as my computer catches up with me, what that means. We're going to use a number line to express all of the possibilities. Okay, now it decides to work. Okay, so in order to express all of the possibilities down here, I'm going to draw my number line. And since we're dealing with 5, I'm going to put 5. This would be 6. This would be 4. I think you can make that leap. This one is an equal to. So that means x can be 5. So I'm going to put a dot on there because x can equal 5. But it can also be everything the other way. So I know some of you are just going to want to click that circle. But because we're not doing it if you're doing it on paper, you need to do this. If you're doing it on the computer, I couldn't figure out any other way to do it. So I need to make sure that you know this little line means that it's closed. It means that it can be equal to that number. You'll hit submit. We're going to view my score. And everything is correct. So you should be good to go. And